Hold on. All right, we're live. We're live. All right. Wow, look at this. Oh, we are live, everyone. Just drop a note. Tell us that you're watching, where you're watching from, and what you're drinking. Look at the fantastic guests I have. I have the Kaya Koko. I have the Mona Perverse. Both of them here in the virtual studio. Let's be aware that it's a virtual studio, but they're here. Look at this, the fantastic Mona Perverse, Kaya Koko. Thank you both for coming out. This is the Love Doctor Livestream, episode number 49. 40. I know I said that like I was about to say 69 or something, but it's 49. We've been at this. We've been at doing. Okay, there's been a couple of weeks that have been missed, but this has been happening for a year now. Christopher Murtaugh is in the house, watching from the bedroom. Oh, drinking the Jameson. Oh, you definitely enjoying. It sounds like you're enjoying the day here, the night here. There, Denny Leger is hi fiddle dee. Oh, well, that's just racist. There's. All right, Denny. Sorry, Denny Leger. I'm just being a little tease. You know what? I'm just gonna empty the melted ice out of this, and then I'm gonna fill up a drink. How are the two of you today? What are you drinking?
My usual vodka soda because I'm a bitch.
Vodka. Oh, I moved my drink bottle, so I almost didn't find it. Look at the fancy thing that Mona has.
I'm being a little fancy, but also playful. So since we can't go on vacation, I'm bringing vacation to me. I'm drinking a pina colada, but make it fancy in a little martini glass.
You need to invite me next time. We have to say santé, and we have to look each other. The Love Doctor pour it yet?
Well, I put in the mix in. I don't know. I might have made that a little
What are
bit
we
big,
drinking?
but it's I'm drinking gin and tonic. I know it's a very dark color for gin, but that is because it is a gin that's contains Earl Grey tea. So there we are.
Ooh. Okay.
Cheers.
Santé. Look me in the eye. We don't
Santé.
have 7 years of bad sex thing.
No, we don't need that. We've already had like 2 years with the pandemic and stuff. Anyways, on my end.
2 years. 2 years in the pandemic.
Well, a year, and I don't know. It's been so long now with all of this happening. Time goes by so fast.
Oh, look, Bashak is having the Madison Park breakfast gin, which is what I'm drinking here, and these people have yet to sponsor me. So here's the fact that we are actually working. So maybe I'll do a little clip to them saying that that's what's happening here. Denny Leger is, well, maybe they're an Irish cat. That's true. It just he's never chased a snake. Miriam is saying hello, welcome, Miriam, welcome to the show. The DIY Muggle guy, hello to you all. Cheers to you all. This is great.
Salty.
I'm gonna get drunk before we get to any of the questions. That's it. Winfred is it Jacques? Welcome. From Ghana. We have people watching in Ghana right now. Congratulations. Thank you for coming in. We're going to be answering your questions about love, sex, and relationships. You can put your questions in the chat. We also have a way to do it anonymously. So if you want to send an anonymous question, you can send your anonymous questions via Slido. So you go to slido.com and the event code is TLD49. So you can put your questions in anonymously. Mart Brennan, hi everyone, welcome Mart. It's good to see you there.
I love that profile picture.
Mart is a fantastic performer as well. My computer seems to be exploding. I don't know. If I disappear, let me know. Danny DeBefe, you mean penis colossal? Mona, it's a penis colossal. There we are. DIY Muggle guy is drinking gin and tonic with a Circa's gin, Navy strength. So everybody loves a sailor. Cherry Top, hi. We got a lot of E's in there. Hi. There we are.
Hi.
Cheers to everyone who's watching. It's Jose M. Lara is hello, welcome.
Jose.
Ramster. Hey, it's Rami.
Hi, Rami.
Everyone has come out to see the see everybody here. This is a fantastic start to the show. How have you been? How have your weeks been? Kaya, let's before we get into the questions, how have you been? Are you good? You enjoying yourself? You're being safe? Why don't you interrupt me? I'm just talking nonstop. I'm not sure when you're going to say.
I'm surviving, trying to get into grad school and shit, so it's been a nightmare, but I'm alive somehow, or unfortunately.
You're alive and you're smiling, so that's a good thing. I'm not saying that in a way that people say, well, you should smile. No, you were smiling. I just made the observation.
Don't worry, I understood.
Good. All right. I just being clear. Mona, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Recovering finally from the show on Saturday.
The telethon spring break
yes.
special.
12 hours of madness and fun. And so, yeah, just finally getting my routine back after such an amazing experience and living life, enjoying the moment. Super happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. And yeah, I'm honored to share all of the goodness.
Well, wait to the end of the show to see if you're honored. You don't know.
I'm sure I am.
All right.
I'm taking my chances.
You're taking your chances. Are we set to take a look at some of the questions that we have here? If you have any questions, please don't forget to drop them in. And Danny de Bellefaces, we're all amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That profile picture is the fantastic Felicia Rain, amazing performer, who I do hope to work with again in the near future. They've had my heart for. Well, I don't think they'd appreciate if I was to say how long they've had my heart. So
she's only 23, really.
Only 23. So I have worked with child performers. Now the thing is, Mona, you're new, so we start with the bottom one and we work our way up. So the first question we have here is, what's your favorite position? What's your favorite position in Kaya Koko?
It's right on me. That's a very good question.
Other than CEO, what is your favorite position?
Oh, I'm like, CEO, fuck off. Sorry. I mean, obviously that'd be ideal, but anyways, any position when I'm with a man where I don't have to look at their face is pretty ideal. So I'd say doggy style. It's good. Right up until they're like, turn around, I want to see. I'm like, no, I don't want to look. Okay? But besides that, all positions are good in my book. Except 69.
Except
I hate
69.
that shit. No.
Oh, I get distracted too. 69 is distracting.
Think about the grocery.
Just to say, I think that says Zafin says, I come in and the first thing I hear, I work with child performers. Just a strange moment. Let's continue, Mona. Just keep tunes, Zafin. Let's see how it goes.
Mine's a no-brainer. I'm a rider. I just ride right into the night, like cowboy style. I love that control, and I love having the feel and the grind. And I'm definitely more of like an eye contact person. So I enjoy that. I mean, unless it's someone I don't enjoy, which that doesn't happen very much, but yeah, I would say definitely the rider.
If you're not enjoying the moment.
I'm the night rider.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, now I have that theme song stuck in my head. Well, Kit, I'm just picturing you now doing a rocket assisted jump over or something.
I mean, maybe I do, maybe I don't.
All right. I got poo-pooed there a little bit. We probably shouldn't say poo-poo, and you said forget that shit. But the 69. I'm a fat man who likes to eat. It's a very enjoyable position. I don't think that should be the only position, by the way. But that's one of the things. We get Kaya's just shaking their head. No, it's not for you, but it is for other people.
Of course, and they're allowed to, as long as I don't have to do it.
Exactly. It's also just, taking the time to eat. That's great. Just a combination of what Mona likes and what I like, just to sit there looking up through the valley of a woman's breast, just to why munching. Well, that might be more detail than we needed, but that's
No, we like details. Details are good.
all right. This stream hidden diff with me being a virgin. Well, if you're happy, you're happy. It doesn't matter. Welcome, Sarafin. It is recommended for people 18 years of age and older, just to state. But it's your choice is all good. We're I don't know if Kaya's shushing me or telling Zarfin to go away.
No, I'm saying if you're under 18, please get the fuck out. I don't want to traumatize anybody.
Agreed.
So please, this is supposed to be only for people who are over the age of 18. Danny de Belfay is saying that they're not into 69 either. I don't need math during sex.
I was never good at math. There you go.
Tim Rocliffe, they qualify for being over 16. Welcome to the show, 16. Tim. 16, 18. Apparently, I'm not that good at math either.
Every time we have a bad math equation, we should just have a drink.
Yes, and I just took a gulp there. Tim Rocliffe is saying way over. I just want to make sure you can ask your question in chat to be heard. And I think we're getting ready for the next question. So the next question, just bringing it up to the screen, is what's the most underrated question to ask before sex? The most underrated question to ask before sex. And I'm in the hot seat. Oh, that's not the right button. I don't think this question can be underrated whatsoever. The most important question is consent, to make sure you have consent. That is the absolute master question to ask at the moment. You don't need to ask it all along the way, but if you feel resistance, that's a good time to sort of stop and make sure that everybody involved is interested in continuing. But I don't know if that qualifies for that. I might come back with another answer. Kaya.
I think consent is, well, obviously one of the most important things. I think we've gotten fed this idea that being sort of forceful is romantic, even though it really shouldn't be. It's really important to ask, hey, are you comfortable with doing this? Do you want to have sex with me? Instead of just assuming. Maybe having a bit of a talk about STIs can also be very important. Asking a person, have you been tested recently? And also, please, for the love of fuck, ask if anyone has protection. Because too many people just go in and it's like, no. Can you please use condoms? Please? Thank you. So yeah, protection, STI testing, things like that shouldn't be stigmatized.
Boom. Mona.
I think obviously consent is the biggest one. So you hit the nail on that for sure. And, an important conversation that needs to happen and that needs to stay consistent. I think also conversational foreplay. I feel like, some people don't have that enough in, before any kind of like sexual intercourse or relation. So I think just discussing what the limits are, what your boundaries are, what are the things that you enjoy, and just making sure that you understand each other before you start playing. Because the whole thing is about passion and, discovery and exploration. And so I think if you don't understand the other person's, boundaries and what they're comfortable with, then, it can become awkward really quickly. And so if I love something that's maybe out of the comfort zone and I kind of like rush into that, it might make it a bit awkward. So I think just understanding that really makes it so much more interesting when you actually get into playing and having fun and making people feel good.
I definitely agree. I think we all hit on the point that consent is the most important question. I felt that a lot of the other questions that you suggested bringing up were questions that should be asked before things get too heated, because a lot of the times a lot of bad decisions can be made when the blood's up, when you're at the
Yeah.
moment and you're going, because you don't want to be like heavy petting, fondling each other, and then all of a sudden go, oh, do you have condoms? Because I didn't bring condoms. Like these are
Exactly.
things that
That
should
is
be
true.
planned ahead of time. Felicia Rain has left the room because she didn't bring ID and she looks 17. So we're glad that Danny is there to represent for Felicia. Christopher Murtaugh saying, want to hear a jazzy trombone ballad.
No.
That's their question that they ask, prior to sex, so before sex. It's also, mental foreplay. Like the most important
Mhm.
sexual organ is the one that's actually between your brains. So you want to make sure that that's being stimulated
Absolutely.
through it all. Cherry Top saying, I agree on normalize asking if anyone has condoms.
Mhm.
I really, at this time, it still scares me that people don't automatically have them handy. Though I have to admit,
Yeah.
because this is
Absolutely.
COVID times, check your fucking expiry dates on those as well, because Lusty Onyx is saying the sweetest hello to the three amazing, gorgeous persons you are. I love you. Big love.
Hi,
XOX.
Lefty.
Lusty sent me a photo. They were the winner when we hit 50 subscribers. If we are going to be hitting 100 subscribers, I really hope we're hitting 100 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. When we hit 100 subscribers, everyone who has a public YouTube channel will be eligible to win a grand prize. We don't know exactly what the prize is, but the one that Lusty won was valued for over 60 Canadian dollars. So let's see what happens when we hit
Ooh.
100. Actually, I think it was over 80 Canadian dollars. I might be in the fucking hole at this point, but so make sure you subscribe. And we do have for people who are donating to the show tonight. We'll explain how to donate later. You get a chance of winning one of these. So one of the people who donate to the show this week will get one of these Love Doctor live stream stickers that you can put somewhere to annoy somebody, possibly in authority. There's. It all depends on where you put it. Like, if you do put it on the back of a police car, not that I'm suggesting you do, take a photo for me. I do want to kind of say that. Just do that. These stickers are also available on the store.
It's a good logo.
I'm pretty happy with the logo. It's a good logo.
I have to say, it's very clever. We like it.
Thank you, merci.
Clover. It's very clover.
Very clover. Oh,
See?
there we have it. Cherry Top is saying, hit the like button, everybody. Definitely,
Yes.
please hit that like button. You know what? We have less than 1/10 of the people watching have hit the like button at this point, so please make sure you do it. The next question that we have is it okay to lie about your age on a dating app? Mona, you're in the hot seat.
Listen, you can do whatever you want if you want to lie about your age, but at the end of the day, I mean, I think just being authentic to yourself, is just so much better. Again, we're talking about all of this consent thing, and, you don't want to obviously send the wrong message, especially if you're underage, obviously. So I would say just be you, right? Be the honest truth, especially if that's the case. But if you're someone like, Felicia Rain, you can obviously lie about your age. I'm not 36, but I'm like 25.
Boom. It's
so there you go.
Lusty Onyx was saying, and my new hot green Love Doctor t-shirt will be part of the next kinky OnlyFans photo shoot. So look for Lusty Onyx on OnlyFans if you want to see that. Cherry Top has got a very strong answer to that, saying no, it's not okay. Just so many dating apps ended up being linked to your other profiles, such Facebook, where your
Mhm.
age is already set. So it's it's hard unless you've already lied to Facebook, which if you've done that, then you're smarter than I am. But Mona mentioned about people lie. I was thinking about people like saying that they were younger, but people saying that they're older. Realize that if this comes out, that all the people you've chat with on these kind of sites might have a police investigation and criminal record. So please don't. You never want to start a relationship
Don't lie. It's just not
on a
good.
lie.
Be truthful.
Yeah,
Kaya.
Always the best way to go.
I agree with what everyone says. And also, men who make their ages younger on dating apps so that they can match with younger girls. So please don't. That's disgusting. And you make me want to vomit. So please don't.
Boom. It's just, yeah. If if they got daddy issues, be honest about it.
Predatory.
What?
Please
I'm not sure if I
don't.
said that right. But Ramstar say no. Honesty's number one. Exactly. Misty Portugal, own your age. It's part of who you are, and it explains your
Yeah.
experience. That's definitely something to keep track of. So this is the event code if you want to be asking any questions anonymously. If you don't mind being public about your questions, you can just drop them in the chat and we'll be able to answer them as a group here. So please do so. And if you want to support the channel, there's a link at the bottom. So just read that out. It's linktr.ee /Paul Ash. That's my manager. And you can donate to that. The first thing says buy me a drink, and that donates to PayPal. Lusty Onyx is saying, just be true to yourself. You can be hot at 18, 38, 78. Yes, you can. Tim Rocliffe met his wife online. So by being truthful, there we go. Success story from online dating. What app did you use? If you care to tell us, Tim, if you want to give away the secret of where it is, why we go on to the next question. How old were you when you lost your virginity? That's a loaded question. Kaya, you are in the hot seat.
Depends on what we define as virginity. But honestly, I'd say 17. And it was funny because I thought everyone else around me already had sex. And I was like,
Oh,
fuck,
boy.
I need to have sex now because I'm 17. So then I did it. And then when I was in college, everyone was like, no, I never had sex. And then I went to university and people were like, oh, I never had sex. And I was like, for fuck's sakes, I should have unfucked everybody I fucked before. So yeah, just be patient.
Peer pressure. Your peer pressure was the demon behind that.
It was self-pressure.
Self-pressure. Mona.
Oh boy.
Mona, you can choose not to answer if you're not comfortable.
So I'm in the
question.
hot seat. It's fine. I come from, I guess, slutty moments in the early, 2000s, 1990s. So there you go. I would say I was probably 15, like 14, 15, in a tent at a house party in the back of my boyfriend's house. It was
it your boyfriend's house or was
it
his parents'
interesting. No, it was his parents' house, but we were having a house party and there was a whole bunch of people there. And so we had our own little tent outside. And so obviously this was probably pre-planned on his end. But I also, I really did love him for a 15-year-old who doesn't know anything about love. And so, so it was in a tent when I was probably close to 15-ish.
All right. Tim Rocliffe wanted to clarify that he met his wife on, it was Web Personals, which later became Lava Life. And Christopher Murtaugh saying, Bashak and I met on OkCupid, and there was no need to lie about your age. And I think it is actually my time in the hot seat with this. I'm gonna believe in it's when you choose to at that, and I was 17 at the time.
17 club.
17 club. I knew I had my driver's license. That was kind of key to it, but it was I was somebody I had been dating for several years who was older, and we fought kind of constantly. We broke up a lot, and they were in university, and I was, because where I was, high school goes until you're 17, so I was still in high school at the time where I grew up.
Oh God.
And their parents were in the house, and it actually happened in their closet. Just they were like, I went over to their house. They had invited me over. They were cleaning in the room, and one of the things was that they had. This was back in the time of vinyl. So Joshua Tree, the U2 album was playing at the time, and that relationship basically ruined U2 for me. I just want to state because it
So was it
awkward.
actually 7 minutes of heaven?
No, it's like I think it was a little bit longer, but we both fairly awkward because we both hadn't before, and it was in the it's kind of amazing, I think, or ironic that I the first time I chose to have sex was in the closet.
Wow.
It's just, it's the first time I had sex. I came out of the closet as a non-virgin. That's.
I feel so boring next to you guys.
Literally.
Yes, it was literal that I came out. All right. The weird follow up is after we broke up.
Yeah.
I'm like several years after I broke up. I was actually at a grocery, and I was buying a carton of milk, and I turned around and she was there, and she said to me, she said, "I thought that was you. I just wanted to apologize for treating you like shit when we were in a relationship. I didn't realize at the time that I was gay." And so I think it's fairly ironic that we had sex in the closet as well. So that was information that I
Quite
probably
the
didn't
irony.
need, but I'm glad that they felt that it was time for them to get it off their chest. Ramsar said, "You win sex in a closet at a party." It wasn't at a party. It was the middle of a Saturday afternoon with her parents on the floor above us. And actually, when I went to leave, her father gave me a smile and a nod and said, "Welcome to the family." It was weird because I had been dating their daughter for off and on for 2 years. Danny DeBelfe, did you break up on Sunday, Bloody Sunday? Oh, no, please, no more U2 references. Ramster, I can't match that. It's there's a reason this face is the Love Doctor. It's just
Am I the only one, but there's a leg, potentially?
I think so.
We should be going.
Okay, so you're also, okay, so it's definitely on the Love Doctor end.
Are you using Wi-Fi, Mona, or are you wired in?
Yeah, I'm using Wi-Fi, and I'm also plugged. Like my computer's plugged, but I mean, it was fine at the beginning. Now it's just starting to lag quite a bit.
All right. Well, I think we're all getting out. Please let us know if you're noticing any lag. Mention it in the chat if you are.
Oops.
Well, hopefully Mona will be back very shortly as we continue. And let's go on to.
It's just you and me now, Love Doctor. Was this your plan all along?
I plead innocence, though I'm not unhappy. I'm sad to be missing Mona Perverse.
I'm telling Mona.
But I definitely always appreciate your company there, Kaya Koko. So the next question we have is, how old were you when you lost your other virginity?
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm not exactly sure. You know what? I don't know what that means either.
If you mean like my virginity with someone with the same sex, then same sex, same gender, whatever.
Welcome back, Mona. What happened, Mona? Was that okay?
entrance.
Oh,
I just,
I didn't hear you.
Like to come in grandiose. No, I don't know. Something happened. My computer just lagged and it just kind of the screen came off. So I just re-logged in and everything seems fine.
I missed you.
She was very scared to be here alone with me, and I don't blame her.
You too.
Ramstar is saying that there's no lag on this side. Denis Leger is saying there was no lag either. Christopher Murtaugh is saying losing your virginity after chopping hot peppers. That's the unforgettable fire. Oh no! All right, we're getting into the YouTube puns. Please, I should not have mentioned that detail. Cherry Top. Oh, Cherry Top might be referencing, saying it's referencing anal. Lusty Onyx is saying yes, Mona is back. Apparently, a real doll is supposed to be even better than the real thing. You know what? If I had that money, I'd buy a car.
That's impossible.
Sure. How is that possible? You know what? People. An inanimate object, I suppose, doesn't say no, but that's.
I mean, unless
not cool.
Unless you're very into no human connection at all, then fair. But I mean, there's nothing like the real thing, the real, juices flowing and the passion. I don't know. That's just my.
All right, Lusty is saying that there's no lag. I see your three pretty faces very well. So it seems to be. I don't know what happened, Mona, but we can continue. Just to read that question again, is how old were you when you lost your other virginity? I mentioned that chosen virginity because I was involved in sex at a very young age that I wasn't keen with. So that's I'm not going to mention anymore, but that is something. Danny DeBelleface says they don't say no either. And they are animate, so they are steps above, like way above a real doll. And so Danny DeBelleface there. So I don't know exactly what they mean by other, the other virginity. So that leaves us with a question. People are suggesting anal.
I mean,
I think there's only one virginity, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean like a penis and a vagina.
No, or else queer people will be virgins forever.
Exactly. So it's not about sex is more a state of mind than just a penis and a vagina, and that's why I considered 17 is when I truly lost my virginity. So we're moving on to the next question. That was awkward. Did we make it awkward?
No.
All right. We've got a marry, fuck, kill question. Marry, fuck, kill. George Clooney in Batman and Robin, Brad Pitt in Fight Club, or Chris Hemsworth any day. And I'm in the hot seat for this one. George Clooney in Batman and Robin, Brad Pitt in Fight Club, Chris Hemsworth any day. You know what? There's just a level of violence with the Brad Pitt in Fight Club that I don't think I could keep up with. I'm not too keen on that one. George Clooney in Batman and Robin, that's when he had the latex nipples. And that makes a tough choice between that and Chris Hemsworth any day. I'd probably have to go with George Clooney at that point. George Clooney. Hold on. It's a fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah.
It's a fuck, marry, kill. There is. I guess my answer is yes.
Is someone vacuuming their house right now? Sorry, I just heard.
I wasn't sure. It sounded like I was hearing flushing.
Okay, I was like, is someone vacuuming? Anyways. Yeah, I don't know.
Not here.
I don't know. Okay, I'd probably marry the oldest one, so George Clooney. Brad Pitt in Fight Club. I mean, I feel like one night will be okay, then I'll be good for life, so whatever. He's not particularly my type. And then Chris Hemsworth, whatever. Kill him.
All right.
I don't get it.
No more Thor movies.
No. Who's flushing their toilet?
I don't know where that background sound's coming in.
I hope.
Here. I don't know if I'm lagging on this end, but I can barely hear you guys talk. I tried to log back on, but if you guys can hear me, I guess it's my turn for the what is it? Kill, marry, and fuck. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's marry, fuck, kill.
Marry, fuck, kill. I would fucking marry Batman. I mean, who does not want to marry Batman? He is fucking sexy in leather. His horn, like he can horn me anytime. I'm super into that. So I am definitely marrying Batman. I would fuck George Clooney because
Well, that's who you're marrying.
Yeah.
That's the same one.
I mean, it's George Clooney, for Christ's sake. I mean, typically. Oh, okay, I see George Clooney in Batman because I would do both. I'd fuck and marry both of them separately, but together, that's even better. So in that case, so can I marry, fuck, and kill George Clooney separate and Batman together? I feel like I have a good combo thing going on there. And yeah, I mean, then fuck Brad. I don't know, just all of them. I'd marry, fuck, kill each and every one of them. I would marry them, fuck them, and then I'd kill them and take all their money. There you go.
Mona Perverse, the Black Widow herself. There's an Interpol.
I will kill you and take your money. I will serve myself a penis colossus.
Congratulations on that. I did a little test, so that extra noise is actually coming in from Mona. I'm not sure.
Really?
Yeah. I thought you were going to kill Robin, actually, the way you were going on, about George Clooney, Batman, and Robin. You went the three ways with that. Christopher Murtaugh was saying the other question seems to be open to interpretation, like the responder thing. So I remember the first time I played trombone, that was what they're referring to. Ramstar thinks it is the toilet that somebody has the runs.
It's not.
And Christopher Murtaugh saying, true capitalism at its best, a Ms. Perverse gets my vote. Tim Rocliffe is asking, what is your favorite erotic book? What is your favorite erotic book? Also known, the French translation being your favorite one-handed novel.
I mean, I haven't read that many erotic books. I do. Okay, so this is going to sound weird, but I like erotic books on my phone. So on ebook, they have these like free erotic books. So I can't tell you a specific name, but I do enjoy a few short stories here and there. I mean, I have read 50 Shades. It does make you hot. I mean, it's way better than watching the movie. But I'm going to have to say these like little freebie books on ebooks.
All right, the audio ebook version is
that's
what you're
my erotic book answer.
All right.
Yes, exactly.
So the audio books,
but I don't have a specific name because I just randomly like find some that I like when I just see a big burly lumberjack
on the cover. So there is a type
on the cover. Oh boy, let's have more of this.
Penis Colossus is doing well.
Big burly lumberjack.
Christopher is suggesting
it's strong. I put a lot of rum.
Christopher saying green eggs and ham. Green eggs and ham is their favorite erotic book. It's a very susical of you. Like lit erotica is okay, but it takes too long to find something. And the last time that I bought something to read like that, the Anne Rice Beauty trilogy. It's basic but graphic. I think that I really enjoyed that writing. So the Sleeping Beauty trilogy by Anne Rolliquer, or whatever, Anne Rice under another name. is the one that I would suggest. Kaya.
Ooh, I have one.
Yeah,
All right, we'll go. We'll get back to you, Mona, on that. But Kaya has.
No, you're good. You're good.
I mean, definitely not 50 Shades. If anything, I feel like 50 Shades of Grey made me anti-horny. Personally, I don't know. Christian Grey's character like disgusts me more than anything.
He does. But there's like those like slow expressive moments I find. But yes, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I can't separate that from him. Like, he just disgusts me so much that I can't even think to myself, wow, that sounds hot. But honestly, I don't know. I feel like I can't name a specific erotic work of art, literary work, but you're right, Mona. Those little Wattpad stories can really hit differently sometimes. So I agree with you. It's like, where do I look now?
Yes. Little free erotic books from ebooks.
Exactly. And then we never remember them, and then we can't find them again, and then we're just sexually frustrated for the rest of our lives.
I was just looking in my library, actually, and I'm like, oh, Silent No More. There's like quite a few of them that I've read.
We've got a number of comments to get to. I do have to come out against 50 Shades of Grey as well, because consent and it being informing your partner about what's happening is not well done, though it is the realm of fantasy, but it's bad Twilight fan fiction. That's what it was. That's how it started. It was supposed to be Twilight, and they changed the characters slightly to do that. We've got, all right, we're going to get to that as another question, but let's get on to that. Trick or Tease is saying, oh my God, yes, I love that trilogy. So that's one of the two producers of Trick or Tease. I'm not sure if it is Wild Delilah or Jimmy Fool. Mark Brennan said he accidentally read Anais Nin once. Inez Nin. So that's probably, I don't know if it was accidentally read one short story or the collected volume. Christopher Murtaugh saying, Slanche. So Slanche, here we go. I'm going to probably finish this up before I pour the next drink.
I'm going to have to go do a refill.
I need to not drink, because the first time I was on the Love Doctor, I got so wasted. And then I threw up all night. And then I had a morning class. So it was horrible.
So I do try to take care of you. Do I not, Kaya? I do recommend you have water afterwards. And Sandra Delilah is saying hi, and it was Sandra who was mentioning that their favorite book was that they love the trilogy of the Sleeping Beauty trilogy that was done by Anne Rice under another name. So if you have any questions, you can ask them anonymously using the Slido. Go to Slido or Slido.com, and its event code is TLD49, because this is the 49th episode of the Love Doctor live stream at this point in time. Next episode, we're talking about 50 Shades of Grey. We're going to be talking about episode 50 of this. And Wild Delilah is saying, and yes, 50 Shades was terrible, but I'm glad that it brought BDSM into the light for mainstreamers. Yes, I just wish it was. I'm glad that it was mainstream, but I also sort of wish it was better done. Who here, of the people that are here, who here has seen the movie Secretary with James Spader and Maggie Gyllenhaal?
I feel like a long time ago.
Okay,
I'm definitely a movie buff, but yeah, it's been a while.
There could have been more discussions about consent in that film, but it was definitely a strong romance with heavy BDSM overtones to it. Is great. It's not as destructive as Cronenberg's Crash, which is different than the other two movies named Crash. But these things are saying. Bashak is saying, me, great film. Yes. So somebody else has seen Secretary. you know what? I'd almost blame, you know, my love of spanking from that film. Definitely is. I'm very proud of that hand. I'll say. Mr. Portugal's Secretary was so good. So that was an A-list actors film. I will say A-list. I think they're A-list actors film made in Hollywood that covered the lifestyle that is so much better than 50 Shades of Grey. So I do highly recommend it. Though I just got reminded of something fairly horrible.
Uh-oh. Who was canceled in it?
No. There was an Anne Rice book. I'm trying to Exit to Eden. And it's a fantastic, good read. I highly recommend reading that book, but they did make a movie out of it. Sandra Delilah is proud of that hand. I'm proud of the red marks that hand has left in the past. DIY Muggle Guy is saying it was recommended to me and they loved it. Ramstar has said, did anyone see Bitter Moon? I haven't seen Bitter Moon. Maybe I should try to see Bitter Moon. But I'm just want to point out, Exit to Eden was made as a film, and the two stars who got attached to that film were Rosie
I'm
O'Donnell
hearing a
and Dan
refill.
Aykroyd.
Should I go and do that?
Yeah, go get your refill. Go get
Should I go
your
get
refill.
I will be back.
So
my Asian glow is already hitting, so I can't go for one.
Don't surpass your limits for the show, but enjoy yourselves. As I just said that after I filled up my glass really heavily. So imagine a great erotic piece of literature being adapted for the screen, and the two stars that they had to do that film. Woo! Thank you. Thank you. That was Mona gave us a nice little shimmy. The two actors that they ended up having for this great erotic book were Rosie O'Donnell and Dan Aykroyd. All right, no one else is as incensed about that as I am. They heavily changed the story. All right. Kaya is going. Who are these people that you don't know who they are?
No, it's because my brain is. Anyways, never mind. Yes.
Great actor. Great actor.
Mm-hmm. I feel like my mind is telling me that there's someone else.
No. They are obvious. They are very much miscast in this film. They are okay. They're very much
Rosie O'Donnell, right?
Rosie O'Donnell, yes, from like The View. Is she on The View now? I'm not sure. She was on The View for a little while.
I don't even know if she's still on The View or not.
I neither do I. But Rosie O'Donnell, who got into a big feud with Trump. Actually, and Dan Aykroyd was a Saturday Night Live cast member in the first years of Saturday Night Live.
Gold.
Blues Brothers is a great film with him. So imagine Dan Aykroyd in his 50s, and they changed the story slightly. So they took one of the subplots of the cops who were investigating this hedonistic club on an island, and they made them the focus of the story. It's Exit to Eden. That's one to avoid. Just gotta say that. We don't have any more questions in the private one, but we did get a question came in from Danny de Belfay that came in here. So if you had to write erotic fan fiction about a TV series or movie, what would it be? So, Kaya, you are in the hot seat. If you had to write erotic fan fiction about a TV series or movie, what would it be?
That's a good question. I'm actually not sure. I don't know. I'll need to think about that.
You're going to think about that? All right, yeah. we're gonna put Mona in the hot seat. If you were to write I
would most likely go with I'm gonna say like just eroticizing maybe like Disney characters. I think that
Which
would be
one?
super interesting.
Which particular one? Because Anne Rice already covered Sleeping Beauty.
I'm
I
gonna
won't say
go
what she
with
covered it with.
Belle.
You're gonna go with Belle,
Ooh.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. Because I mean, that scene can be really, really hot when you think about it. Like the beast just kind of like, tearing her clothes off. Like there could be a really animalistic, like intense moment. And then she just has this like innocence to her, but then yet she's like not, because she obviously like believes in herself and is super confident and sexualized. And I think it could be really a great, it could be a really great erotic movie.
And the fact that the Beast is waiting for consent, right? He
Of
needs to
course.
have it reciprocated. Is that's it? Whereas
Oh, she
Gaston
reciprocates it, all right.
yeah. All right,
Oh,
Gaston
maybe even Gaston joins. Okay, so I am down for Gaston to join. You know why? Because I've had this fantasy of two guys and a girl for a little while now, and so I'm gonna play into that for my erotic fantasy.
Gaston.
It's already a fantasy I have for myself.
I
mean, it doesn't. Yeah, Gaston.
Gaston is everything
He's-
that I would
again,
need
he's-
in a man.
Okay, but take away like himself and his personality. Just like the big burly lumberjack.
Okay, I guess we have very different types because I like men who, as my friends say, look like young lesbians, and Gaston is not that.
He's not a young lesbian.
No.
But then would you do Beast?
No, because he doesn't look like
No?
a young lesbian.
Well, there you go. So then I just like them, I guess, big and hairy. I am super down for that. I have no problem with my choices. I am gonna stick with that. See, Beauty and the Bestiality. Oh boy, that sounds
yes, Mona.
intense.
Beauty and the Bestiality is there. Sandra Delilah is Wild Delilah saying, "I love that. I totally watch that. Maybe the Beast is a metaphor in this case." Christopher Murtaugh saying, "Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles are my trashy book faves. Read them all. They are very sexy. They're definitely very sexy." In regards to Exit to Eden, Mark Brennan says it might work if Dan Aykroyd still had his cone head on. Unfortunately, he did not.
Oh my.
And Gaston is the epitome of white boy summer.
That is true.
I just all right. I need to point this out. You said that you had difficulty with the multitasking. You had trouble with concentration, so you weren't able to do a 69. So you need to make sure that if two men are involved, that they're also into each other. Is basically kind of what you're saying, because you wouldn't be able to concentrate.
Wait. So why I can't concentrate in a 69 is I'm enjoying myself, but I'm enjoying myself too much that I find that I lose myself in pleasuring the other person. So it's actually the other way around. So I would have no problem multitasking with two gentlemen.
Okay, because that's one of the things that a 69 sort of goes wrong when a person can't do both. They can't be pleasured and pleasure at the same time. And that's the thing. If somebody has to like sort of stop what they're doing so they can enjoy their own orgasm, and I personally kind of find that a little bit annoying. Cherry Top has a comment saying the Smurfs, big dick Smurf, definitely Daddy Smurf, Smurf X, gender neutral. Pup Smurf with their muzzle. Chris Murtaugh, you know what? The fact that the Smurfs are the Strumpfs, they're originally German. I imagine there is a pup Smurf. Chris Murtaugh says, I feel a new Brennan poem in the bud here. Chris Murtaugh is the greatest lover of Mark Brennan poetry, just to say. And if I was to answer the question about what I would do a fan fiction of, Oh, it's TV or movie, so we can't make it
On
like.
the spot, it's tough.
I know we can't make it like a Love Doctor fan fiction. So no.
I just thought of mine, but it's pretty friggin' basic, and I think everyone would do this.
Go for it.
Well, have you two watched
We want to know.
Fleabag?
Fleabag isn't far off. It just have to be a little bit more descriptive.
I want the fucking priest. I want a fan fiction with the priest. I fantasize about hooking up with the priest. Okay, I'm an atheist.
Tell
okay?
me all your confessions.
Yes, I know it's basic. I just really want to hook up with a priest one day. Maybe it's because I know that the priest that baptized me when I was a baby. Oh, not a baby. Anyway, the priest that baptized me, because my family made me get baptized, he actually got kicked out of the church because he was having sex with women in the church. And I don't know, I feel like that idea got stuck in my head.
Scandalous.
And then I watched Fleabag, and then I was like, I want this to happen. And I know it can happen because it has. So anyways, that's just my little...
I won't count this as a spoiler, but I do believe in the last season of Fleabag she got with the priest. Yes, all right. Mr. Portugal saying he's freaking gorgeous. She's definitely agreeing with you. Yes, Kaya. Yes, that is played by the same character who played Moriarty in the Sherlock series with Benedict Cumberbatch. Christopher Murdoch saying Bashak is ready to convert for that priest apparently. But you've not seen Fleabag. I do recommend seeing Fleabag, Mr. Portugal,
so much.
But not because he's a priest, just because he's so hot. Miriam,
no, it's a priest.
Loving Fleabag. I debauched a nun, so I don't know if that's in the same category whatsoever. Mark Brennan saying sacrilege.
It is sacrilegious. Sacrilegious?
Sacrilegious is how I think is what he's spelled. Miriam is pointing out that the actor is amazing. They are definitely an amazing actor. All right. If I was gonna do slash fiction, I guess isn't that what they call erotic fan fiction? Is slash fiction? If I was gonna do some of that, you know what? I read some stuff about Kirk and Spock. It wasn't for me, but I read it for the fact that it was Star Trek. Yeah, there's so much.
It's a toughie.
It is. There is so much. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
Just because I would like to get to see like the main character get over his Peter Pan syndrome. That would be good. just because there's so many potentials for relationships in that TV show. There's so much better stuff though too. I don't know. Umbrella Academy. What? There's so much
like Lord of the Rings, like my precious.
So if that ring was a piercing, could you imagine all the wonderful places it could be? It's just, or that was.
I like that.
Misty Portugal said, "I'm super basic. I want erotic fan fiction of Grey's Anatomy. Like they're all hot, and we see a lot of what happens anyway.
Yes.
It could definitely be taken a little bit further. Yes. It's. I guess
like
maybe
that.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's the fact that after they hook up, they all feel guilty. It's the fact like, oh my goodness, I really wanted this to happen, but now I have to see this person every day at work.
Every day.
It has that little
Awkward.
bit of level. We're still waiting for more questions to come in on the anonymous. Thank you very much for people who have been putting their questions in here. I was going to ask a question that wasn't going to be annoying, but I can't think of what it was now. Damn it, I should have wrote it down. I've already finished one of these drinks and they're fucking big. So it's we're doing well here. Should I go to the vault? Are we ready to go to the vault?
Yeah.
Or is there anything that either of you
Let's do
want to ask and ask the audience as well? And please, just as a reminder to everybody that's out there, this show is supported by you. So there is the donate link is below. So if you would care to donate to Kaya Koko or to Mona Perverse, everybody who's on screen will get an equal portion of anything that's donated through there. So please do that. Mark Brennan is saying the UK office. You know, I prefer the IT crowd.
Yes.
The IT crowd would be a little bit better. Mainly, I hate to say this, but just the physical appearances makes a huge difference. I'm such an ugly man to be saying that. I'm just gonna say it's kind of there's a visual component to that. That's very important. All right. Well, all right. At this point, what are you watching to get through the pandemic and the lockdown times? I know, Kaya, you are very taken with school. If you have time to be watching anything, what is it that you're watching and enjoying?
I'm more of a movie person in general.
It could be a movie.
But the last movie I watched was Closer with Natalie Portman and Julia Roberts and Jude Law. Yeah, is that his name? Anyways, that movie depressed me, but I loved it. It was great. I liked it. I mean, it wasn't like a cinematic masterpiece visually, but it was really good in terms of the acting and the storyline.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you watched it? Anyway, it was.
I think I might have, but
I think I have. It's just that
Sure.
right now I'm a little muddled with the drink. Mona, describe closer a little bit more. Like who's in it? Just so I know.
Mona describes.
No, you.
No, you. I'm like Closer.
I don't know. It just looks at some very dysfunctional relationships, and I just found it was realistic. Because I don't like these stupid fucking romance movies that are so optimistic, okay? Because that's not how it is. And I just like very dysfunctional, toxic relationships because it makes me feel better about myself, you know? So if you watch it, it's a mess. It's a mess. And I like seeing messes in movies.
Yes, no, I definitely I understand that. I definitely understand that. Mona, what is something that you've been watching through the pandemic and everything?
I'm also more of a movie, but I've watched a lot of documentaries. I'm huge on documentaries, and I'm watching at the moment for like the fourth time. If you have the opportunity to watch this, it is so. I mean, honestly, it's kind of hard to describe the words because, you know, when you think about it, we're on a floating sphere in the middle of the universe. So I've been watching One Strange Rock, which is a National Geographic's 10 series episode that's narrated by Will Smith. And it's basically, for everyone who knows me, I'm obsessed with NASA and space and exploration. And yeah, I'm kind of a big geek on that. And basically, it's the perspective of 8 astronauts that have spent the most time on the ISS, and it's like their perspective of like the planet. And it just, anyways, there's a lot of different like segments to it, but it's so amazing, and it really does make you appreciate that we're just these like little tiny beings, you know, in the center of the universe. So that's quite humbling.
So since we're broadcasting from Canada,
amazing.
Is Hadfield one of them? Is Hadfield one of the
is what? Sorry.
Question is Chris Hadfield one of
No, I don't think so. No, because there's like actually I think they're mostly all from the States, from what I recall from seeing their names. Yeah, they're all American astronauts. In that particular documentary.
Considering that,
but you know what? It's such an amazing documentary to watch regardless. It just, again, makes you appreciate just the complexity of life, on Earth. So it's pretty cool.
Danny DeBelfe
and lots of RuPaul Drag Race.
Which there could easily be some slash fiction for. Danny DeBelfe is saying, can you do an e-transfer if you don't have PayPal? Yes, you can. Just message me directly on Facebook and I'll be able to give that to you. Cherry Top is saying, How I Met Your Mother would be hot too. Definitely, I could see that definitely being a very hot fan fiction. Cherry Top, Mona would like Life Beyond on YouTube. It's great. Life Beyond.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. I feel like it rings a bell. I've watched so many documentaries, but I will check that out. Thank you.
One of my manager's other shows.
It just made me think of. No, keep going. I'm gonna think of something. I'll get back to you.
All right. One of my manager's other shows actually had a regular check-in with a NASA scientist, but that NASA scientist has just left their job to go to work for the University of Wisconsin, so they can prepare some studies happening in the Antarctica. So I used to have a 2 degrees of separation from a NASA scientist, but I do no longer. Three's Company. Christopher Murtaugh is saying, Three's Company, am I showing my age? I think a Three's Company fan fiction is long overdue. A little bit of slash fiction involving Chrissy, Janet, and Jack, as well as the wonderful Mr. Furley. Who was it? It was the Ropers ahead of time. It was the Ropers were the original landlords in that, because I feel like I'm older than Christopher Murtaugh. And that's creeping me out a little bit.
I kind of thought of something. What about Big Bang Theory?
No.
Okay. I feel like that would be
just
like a whole bunch of
and racism involved in the basic premise of that show is more than enough to turn me off of any fan fiction slash fiction. Sorry, Kaya, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I haven't watched it that much, but there is some like funny moments in there. I don't know. I feel like the whole scientist thing.
I will admit, I find Raj super hot. But I also have a thing for science. I love nerdy people. Pardon?
And the fact that he can't speak in front of women.
Yeah, I love men that can't speak. Because I find men so attractive when they don't talk. So he's like my ideal if I were to date a cis man. I don't know if he's hetero, but he's cis, and that's just perfect for me.
And Mona, I think in the show he is. Did you have something to add, Mona?
I'm all good. Just listening to Kaya there.
I'm sorry.
And her Raj fantasy.
I just like when they don't speak, you know? It's hot.
And you are entitled to like what you like.
Yeah.
Most
Props to that. Cheers.
Mart Brennan, there's an app called the ISS Detector, and it will let you know if the ISS is flying over your location. It's a lovely way to feel small. So we're always
I'm all up on that already. I mean, I had the amazing opportunity to go to the Kennedy Center, and so that was a whole experience. So anyways, anyone who loves space, hit me up. Let's have deep conversations about the galaxy.
There we are. Mona wants it deep. Wants it deep. Mona Perverse,
drugs and rock and roll
on Instagram. Real Kaya Koko on Instagram. We don't have any more questions anonymously. Let's see what has just popped up in the chat.
Go ask questions.
Send us your questions. Please send us your questions. I'm having too much fun to end it at this point. So Ramstar is saying Gilligan's Island, Mary Ann was so hot. Mary Ann and Ginger were so hot. And let's not be ageist about that. The Mr. and Mrs. the millionaires. Just, fuck the rich. It's a good thing. Christopher
Amen.
Martel saying, as an Irishman, I don't need any excuses to feel small, but I'm tis. But one of the main statements during the revolution was the fact that the average Irish person is larger than the average English person. That was a rallying
I can
cry.
attest to that.
So there you go. Be very proud of your Irish heritage, Christopher Murtaugh, and I know that you are. Yes, Kaya.
Oh no, I was just like, where do I plan my next trip?
Well, if you love poetry,
I have to say, Scottish is pretty nice too.
Pretty up there.
Oh yeah, I lived there for 2 years back in my youth.
Okay.
Got me some hot Scottish boys.
Okay. Where's my notepad?
Exactly.
Suggesting the Hillbillies, but I think they mean the Beverly Hillbillies.
That was a great movie.
You know what? Max Baer, who played, well, I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the original TV series. Max Baer, who played Jethro in the original TV series, ended up dating and being involved with a number of burlesque performers as well as stripper performers. But he had a thing for endowed women that he was very public about. So there's interesting stories and interviews about Max Baer that you can find online at this time. Just saying, just putting that out there. If I could recommend a great movie to watch if you're looking is The Commitments, and it's an Irish film. I'm not in it, but it was directed by Alan Parker. It's based on a book by Roddy Doyle. Has fantastic movie, and that's a great thing. I think people are just mentioning old TV shows right now because Christopher Murtaugh has mentioned Bonanza. Bonanza is being what's his name? Yeah, like Kaya Koko is completely confused by it.
How about a fucking fanfic with the Golden Girls? Okay, like that. Let's do that.
You know what? I have that written in my head every Saturday evening. That's during lockdown. That is it. Like Blanche is amazing, but there's just there's too many fantastic characters in there. Sophia has lived life. She has knows what the fuck she's doing. There's definitely a lot of room for a good slash fiction involving the Golden Girls at this point in time. So I'm pulling one out from the vault. I haven't done this for a little while. The vault here, we get a vault question. I don't know what it is, but this is from the glossy cards. What is it? Oh, okay. Your accent is so sexy. All right, let's.
I mean, you know what? They are not wrong at all.
Oh, we get share with us your personal rush when performing. What is your personal rush when performing? What does performing do for you, Kaya? I think that's what Ramstar is asking.
Oh, this is gonna sound so sad, but I really find that I'm more comfortable in my body when I'm performing. Because it feels like it's not me. And if you have a problem, well, you have a problem with Kaya Koko. You don't have a problem with
me, with you.
The opposite of Kaya Koko. But I think that's been the case even since before, because I've always been a theater kid. I've always been a performer. It always just made me feel so much more comfortable to not be me and to not be judged for my thoughts or the way I was acting. So I think that's the main thing. Also just love seducing people in general. Just makes me happy.
Kaya Koko breaking hearts on stages everywhere. Mona, what is your answer to that question?
Well, I haven't had, unfortunately, the opportunity to perform live yet. So I'm hoping, because when this all started, the pandemic hit pretty quickly. So I'm definitely looking forward, I would say, when I'm performing on stage to connect with the audience and really, convey whatever I'm saying. So whether it's a storytelling or an emotion, I definitely have that connection is what I'm looking forward to. But I have to kind of say with Kaya Koko when I'm performing at the moment, just doing it live online. It's really feeling, connected with my body and just feeling comfortable with myself in my sexuality and my sensuality, and being able to transfer that to the audience. And and just being in the moment. At the end of the day, that's so important. I feel when you're performing, whether it's live or online, is just be in the moment and enjoy yourself. And I think it'll just, your passion and your love for the art will just shine through beautifully. And so I hope to continue doing that and sharing that moving forward.
Boom. Wonderful answer. You know what? I get an adrenaline rush of stepping on stage, and I have not had the chance. Well, with the exception of a couple times when the lockdown was lifted for a little bit, but in the past year, there's been very little time that I've had the chance to step on stage and have that adrenaline rush. But being able to connect with you people here online makes a little bit of difference. It helps keeps me alive. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in to the show. The show is not over. I'm not saying the show is over at this point in time, but I definitely have to say that there is a certain enjoyment of the rush on time. Mona's counted down. She says, "Look, I've got several inches of drink left to do."
Oh yeah.
So we are definitely not done. But the rush of performing on stage. Please get your questions in. You can either ask them in the chat or anonymously. We do have a comment that has come in. Christopher Murtaugh, 3 strapping young brothers who don't look alike. Something kinky is going on there. That, I think, is in reference to Bonanza. And if you think one of those brothers, his name was Hoss, as in horse. So, he had a little bit of probably a very impressive appendage among those things. So that would be one of his features that would be in there. Ramstar is giving us 3 thumbs up on there. Danny DeBuffet I had the privilege of seeing the Love Doctor on stage, and you are magnetic.
You are.
You're all too kind. If I only go on, I go on stage because I love people. I would just want. It's all I do is common sense. I try to share common sense with people, and if I can give that to people and allow people to perform and enjoy themselves and all that, that is the amazing thing. And we will be doing that when bars open in Montreal again, and you might see me in other cities as well. I've performed in Toronto and Halifax doing the Love Doctor show. So Ramstar, this is my first time tuning in. You're loving it. Thank you very much, Ramstar. We are here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Hung like a hoss. Definitely, Danny. I don't know if they'd be as large as you, because you are a monument.
Need a lot of duct tape. We remember that.
Lots of duct tape would be needed. Lots of duct tape would be needed. Ramstar is what do you do on stage? Ramstar, to explain what, everybody will explain. I'll take the question first. As the Love Doctor, I get on stage and I take these questions. These cards are actually from 7 years of being on stage and answering people's questions. The audience members will get these questions. I'm handed these cards as I walk on stage, and I answer the questions that they've written there. And they are asked to write questions about love, sex, and relationships, though it's not always about that. And I deal with those questions on stage, and I answer them for the viewing audience's pleasure. Mona, now you have been taking courses at Arabesque Burlesque. What would you describe that you do on stage? What is your hope to be doing on stage as a performer? What is your goal?
Well, my goal is to storytell and make you feel all the feels. Whether I'm still obviously new into burlesque, and I'm dabbling into the huge world that it brings, and finding kind of my footing into what I do want to portray in burlesque. So yeah, it's definitely like a development and a work in progress. But I would say I find myself much more into the diva character, so the one that is just fierce and strong, and that is 100% comfortable in her body. And I just want to give people that feeling of connection and empowerment, and just the passion through burlesque. But for so far, I'm still new at it, so I would say it's just a journey that is continuing. And I'm right now taking classes with Lulu La Duchesse de Rière and Miss Page, which are two very famous and well-known burlesque performers. So we're definitely working together on building an act, something that can be sustainable for me to bring on stage. So stay tuned, lots to come.
And Kaya, how would you describe what you do on stage? Because you're an amazing performer.
Hello, doctor. Don't make me blush like that. No, but straight up, I'm a stripper. I mean, that's what I was doing. I guess some of what I do is burlesque, but it's not always. Sometimes I just like to be a hoe. And that's what I've been doing. Yeah. And before that, I was a theater kid. I just like entertaining people, whether it's making them laugh or making them feel hot. But I know a lot of people in the burlesque industry call themselves creative strippers, but I find that just creates divisions and furthers the hierarchy. And that's why I just say I'm a stripper. And sometimes I tell stories with my body. Baby. Yeah, and sometimes I don't tell stories, and that's okay. But yeah, and I also produce a show. So
Lust Cove. So Lust Cove.
We're sexually social.
I will put up a thing for that. It's lust.cove on Instagram.com.
Yes.
And oops, let's see if I can spell when I'm drunk. All right. So Lust Cove on Instagram.com. That is the production company that is owned or co-owned by the fantastic Kaya Koko. You can also find out more about Kaya Koko at the real Kaya Koko on Instagram. Mona for Perverse is at Mona Perverse on Instagram. We have some questions have come in, or a question has come in on the anonymous, but I just noticed this last card that I pulled out from the vault. I kind of like the question and I want to hear everybody's answers. How do you manage your feelings when you are in love with someone and him not, but you're still friends? So that is the question. This is coming from the vault. This is probably at least a 4-year-old card because I could tell it's still the glossy ones before I got the ones that were easier to write on. Mona, you are in the hot seat. You get to handle that question first. Do you want me to read it again?
Please.
How do you manage your feelings when you are in love with someone and it says and him not, but I'm going to say and them not, but you're still friends?
Oh man, that is a tough thing to go through. I think when you fall in love with a good friend or a friend and it's not reciprocated. I mean, honestly, I think there's just no way through, in the sense that you can't force someone to love you back in the way that you do. And so I think one thing is, if that is the case, and you're feeling something and it's not reciprocated, I think it's important to acknowledge those feelings, and to be okay with the fact that it's not reciprocated, and to integrate the feelings and move on. You obviously don't want to give your energy to something that's not coming back to you, regardless, right? So I think acknowledging that you're feeling those feelings, because unfortunately you can't choose who you fall in love with. And so if that's the case, you kind of just have to move on. I think, as simple as that. You want to have someone that has the same reciprocated feelings, and if that's not the case, then don't waste your time for it. It's just going to hurt you in the end. And we know how that is, right? Your thoughts will create emotional patterns, and just things will get really messy, for yourself, a lot of heartache. You don't want that. So, if that's not the case, then find someone who will love you for who you are, and search for that and hang on to that, because there's someone for everyone.
And Kaya?
I think ever since I kind of got exposed to Alain de Botton and his views on love, I kind of reject this notion of a soulmate. So I think that already makes things a bit easier for me. I think sometimes if we're stuck on the idea that this person is actually my soulmate and they have to love me back at some point because we're meant to be and blah, 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 blah. Once we get rid of that kind of shit in our heads, you kind of realize that you will find somebody who has the qualities that you love in this person and who will actually love you back as well. And that by staying stuck on this person, you're actually not going to find someone that's suitable for you. So I think rejecting also the whole soulmate mentality works really well, in my opinion, at least. Because I say, okay, it doesn't work with this motherfucker. Well, I'm going to find another one. And they're going to love me. And they're going to fuck me well. I don't know what else to say. So, yeah.
Cherry Top is saying space and take the time to process it, which is definitely good advice. If I could just jump in to say there, the idea of the soulmate or everyone believing in the one and happily ever after, Disney has lied to you. There is no such thing as happily ever after. It's happily until shit goes wrong. So if you have feelings for someone and it's not reciprocated, you might need to take the time away from them so you can experience other people and experience how great they are, because you're going to fixate. And do your best not to fixate on somebody who's not reciprocating the feelings that you have for them, because that in itself can be dangerous and detrimental to your own health. So take the time to understand, you have so much more to offer. If they don't get it, well, that's their fucking problem. You can't force them to fall in love with you. So take the time to appreciate who you are, so that they can actually, you can move on to someone better. And if they've missed out, they have missed out. And that's all there is. The next question that we have is, how about some tips on delivering the best oral? And I'm in the hot seat on this one. Remember to like, in case we get cut off by any of the things when I give this description. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. The tips on the best oral is fucking passion. Do it because you love it. Make sure that you are in there. Make sure, like, all right. I'm a cis het male, and for me to just, the flower of life is one of the most beautiful things, to just to take the tongue to just rub it, like just to go up inside like the labia, just to part them with the pressure on the tongue. You make sure that they are the right mindset. This is not something you surprise on somebody. You want to have things, the juices flowing. You want to be enjoying that taste. You want to just suck everything. Get the labia tickling the inside of your cheeks. You want to do it with passion. You don't want to be too forceful until they're ready for it to be too forceful. You want to take the time, and the key words beyond passion is to listen. Listen to how they moan. Listen to how they move. Feel everything that they're doing. You want to get in there, and you want to, like, it's not just what somebody says when I'm saying listen. I'm saying listen to what they moan. If they moan in a good way, if they are enjoying what you're doing, you will hear that they're enjoying what you're doing, and you take the time to redo what you just did because they enjoyed it. That is the key to good oral. It's not any one technique, because everybody enjoys it differently. Take the time to find out what your partner enjoys and do it again and do it right. And that is key. And at some point, I'll probably tell you how I had my neck cracked. But right now, it's Mona's chance. Mona.
Oh, Mona. She'll make you Mona. I honestly, I could not say it better than you did. It's about passion. It's about enjoying, feel the feels and the juices and the smells, and just kind of like, get in there and have fun, and definitely, I think the communication obviously is important. To just kind of keep checking in too, I think as well, like moaning is great and hearing that, but checking in, like, how does this feel? Like, is there something that you want me to do more of? And really kind of continuously having that open conversation throughout, I think is so important. But passion is everything.
I will disagree, because at times, if you stop the things to ask a question, you're kind of interrupting the mood. Like, either they're enjoying it or they're not.
I
If they're
think there
not
has to be
enjoying
a
it, then
good
maybe you can
balance.
ask the questions about what they like.
There has to be a good balance for sure. Like, it can't just be like right in the middle. If you're like, obviously it's read the room, right? So if you're noticing that there's like an intense buildup, then obviously, keep doing what you're doing and keep enjoying it because you're doing something good. But also having that conversation in case, there needs to be something different or something more of, right?
Christopher Murtaugh saying is, use your important organs, your ears. Listen, listen, listen. Kaya.
I mean, I agree with everything that you both said. I mean, everyone likes something different when it comes to oral, but I would also say don't only focus on what you're eating. Maybe caress the rest of the body as you're going. I know I personally like to have my thighs caressed at the same time. And it's really different for everyone. But I think checking in with the partner is really good too. So yeah, no, I agree with everything that you both said. But once again, don't make it only as if you're like,
I love that,
just having a relation with someone's pussy or their dick.
I do. I definitely, you definitely brought up a good point. Sandra Delilah is saying, is it me? Is it getting hot in here? It's definitely, there's a lot of places your hands can reach the entire time that you are down there. It's definitely, Cherry Top is saying, playing with the nipples. Don't forget the balls.
Yes, I love a good ball play.
Good, definitely a good ball play. The pepper grinder, if they're so endowed, if you're doing it with a man, is greatly appreciated. But don't forget the frenulum. Frenulum is probably, I find, is an underrated piece of anatomy. It's also listening to your partner before you even get there to find out what parts of their anatomy they enjoy having. Should I share the story about how I had my neck cracked?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
All right. I was dating somebody who was in the midst of a divorce. They were just separated at the time, but they married young, and their husband had refused to kind of go down. He didn't think it was manly. It was his little fucking idiot thing that they think. I know she got smart and she left him. That's I understand, and to me it's in my formative relationships, because I was a very young love doctor. It is one of the key ones for me, because they wanted to explore, and they had their ideas, but they were willing to listen to mine. And at the same time, though, they were a jogger, and they had these fantastic legs, incredibly strong legs, and strong thighs, and they never had received pleasure like this at that time. And I was doing my thing, and they were enjoying themselves. They had very few orgasms that were induced by somebody else prior to me, and I was doing my thing. And at one point, and I wasn't stopping, because I was being a bit of a prick. I was just trying to push to see how far I could get them to go. They weren't telling me to stop. If they had told me to stop, I would have stopped.
I fucking hope so.
Yeah, no, most definitely. But there was just this one point. I'm doing what I was doing, and they clamped very hard on either side of my head, which blocked my ears, so I couldn't hear if they were saying anything anyways, but I kept going. And it was a strong enough sensation for them that they did that little, kind of twitch with the and twist. And that's when I heard something, which was the crack in my neck. And I ended up getting like the pins and needles sensation all the way
My.
down my entire left side.
Oh fuck.
Uh,
Chiropractor oral. Okay.
It was worth it. It was great. It's still a fond memory. The fact that I spent a week walking around with those pins and needles, that it did eventually go away. I knew enough that if you have like a pressure nerve damage, if you're taking ibuprofen, that helps reduce any inflammation and helps uninflame the areas around the nerves that could cause damage. So I spent about a little, maybe a little less than a week with like the pins and needle sensation up and down my left side, but it was worth it. Cherry Top, yes, we mentioned that is play with the nipples, don't forget the balls. Did I keep going? Ramstar, of course I kept going. Like there's no reason to stop at that point. I mean,
your tongue still works.
My tongue still worked. I was being hit on the top of the head. Like they were trying to like whack-a-mole completely on the top of my head. But they were not asking me to stop at that point. So I did not stop it, because that's what you do. You keep going. You focus on your partner's pleasure, because that, if anyone does not receive pleasure from pleasuring their partner, then they have to really kind of think about how they pleasure their partner. Ramstar's calling me the man, the man, but I was the lucky one at that point to be with this person who was going through such an evolution at that time, and they're still a good friend of mine, a fantastic person who I love dearly. But yes, they are a fantastic person. We have. Oh, sorry, I'm taking a deep breath. Just the memories thereof. Thank you, Ramstar, for the compliment. Kaya's looking at me with a slight bit of disdain.
I'm like, okay. So basically, everyone should have sex with the love doctor is the main takeaway. So everyone has to call though.
I mean, he's not called the love doctor for anything, right?
I'm just saying, no, that was the right person. And the thing is, I have to have the right chemistry with that person. I have to be attracted and want to be able to do that much. I've been very blessed to be with many amazing people, and most of my exes are still my friends, but the relationships may have moved on, so they're not that. What was that, Kaya?
Sorry, I can't relate. Sorry.
There we are. It's definitely Sandra Delilah saying that sounds about right. That's what you need to do. You need to be able to open up and think about their pleasure, and be receiving pleasure from understanding that they are enjoying themselves.
Absolutely.
Because that is your goal. That is a sort of self-sacrifice.
Giving is receiving.
Exactly. And being kind to others is a good thing, and that's something that we want to sort of generate in this world. If we can understand, it's not just about sexual pleasure. If we can be doing good things for other people, then there is a self-gratification that comes with that.
Absolutely. Oh,
we have another question in the anonymous chat. We have been going for over an hour and a half right now. Unless we get another anonymous chat question or in comment chat thing, I think this may be our last question. I do want to remind everybody that our experts who have been on the panel tonight has been the real Kaya Koko. You can find her the real.kaya.koko on Instagram, or the troop that she is one of. Are you one of, or are you the CEO of?
I'm the creator, but it wouldn't have happened without my two co-founders.
Okay, so lust.cove, she's one of the founders of that organization. They have a show coming up on the 26th of April. 23rd of April. So fuck's sakes, how much have I had to drink? Oh shit.
Get your tickets.
Get your tickets. And Mona_perverse on Instagram. And are we set for this last question, unless somebody sticks in another question?
Let's do it.
What's the best post-sex takeout order in food in Montreal? What's the best post-sex takeout order in food in Montreal? The first person who's in the hot seat happens to be Kaya Koko.
Is it weird? I don't know. I always just have a craving for. I mean, it's because I'm half Korean, so of course I'm a little biased. I love soft tofu stew. So if I can get some from this place called Orange Bowl, then I will, because it's really comforting and it's satisfying and it's delicious. So, but that might be a really weird post-sex food, but like that's just my thing.
But that's what works for you. And
Yeah.
a reminder to everyone to like and subscribe on here. I'll try to remember to put the links up. So if you come back to the Love Doctor YouTube channel, the links for the venues that we're going to mention are going to be in the chat below. So it is the name of the company again that you get it from, Orange Bowl.
Oh, the restaurant, yeah, it's called Orange Bowl.
Orange Bowl. All right.
Very nice little mom and pop Korean place.
Sounds delicious.
It is.
Mona.
Okay, so this is it's a takeout, or is it just any food?
The question is saying, we've got another anonymous question. So this is not the last
It's
question.
a takeout,
what is the
right?
best post-sex takeout or order in food in Montreal?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to go with like what I'm really enjoying right now, because if that was the case and I was having sex at this moment during a pandemic, I would be ordering this. And this is for you, Wild Delilah, because of you. You have made me addicted to this food. But pizza with jalapeno and pineapple would have to be my my comfort food for the moment. Yeah, or like a good old dirty poutine or something would be also a second good choice. If it's not takeout ice cream.
Mm.
That one was a quick one. That's why I was like, takeout or no takeout. No takeout ice cream, takeout, I'll go for the pizza.
All right. Wild Delilah is saying the best pizza toppings ever.
Seriously, it's really bad. You've made me completely ridiculously addicted. Thank you.
Daniel Lachey is saying that it's been a good show, people. We got another question in there that we're going to get to before this is over. Christopher Murtaugh is saying, ice cream. I hope, and he's not lactose intolerant. The Sandra Delilah is we got an evil laugh thrown in. You know what? After a good sexual session, I'm not very hungry. That's the thing. I feel sort of sated. Maybe it's because I'm a chubby man normally, but that's the idea of being able to at that point I've usually put my mouth to work fairly heavily, so I don't need anything. I do love Indian food, and I'd have to say takeout from what is it, RGB in Verdun. They have wonderful Indian food. It's very good, and there's also Mumbai Palace. No, Mumbai. It's something close to. It's close to the Wiggle Room. They have such fantastic food just below Pine on Saint Laurent. It's like homemade Indian food. If you've had the chance to have homemade Indian food before, this place has a good quality thali that is very enjoyable.
I'm like,
now we're all hungry.
There we are, and we have the last question here. Maybe the last question unless somebody gets one in because they want us to continue. Is there any truth to saying women are insatiable? Mona, you're in the hot seat. I don't know. I'm not sure. Wild Delilah is saying that we're making her hungry. You know what? I'm pretty hungry as well. I don't know what I'm thinking about though. Mona, you have the answer. Your chance to answer the question. Is there any truth to the saying women are insatiable?
Okay, so my apologies. I'm actually more French than I am English, so I'm not sure what insatiable means, like in English.
Kaya. Well, I imagine it means the same in French. I think it's a French word, is it not? Kaya.
I think so. Yeah, like you can't be satisfied.
You can't be satisfied. Unsatisfiable.
I mean, no. Yeah, I guess if I'm jump into that question again. Can women not be satisfied? Is that what the question is?
The question is there truth in the saying that women are insatiable? Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and say again, like if you're doing all the right things, like you should be able to reach that. So I'm gonna say that no.
All right, that which is a valid answer, Kaya.
Well, I'm definitely insatiable, but this does not apply to all women. But for me, yeah.
Good answer. Sandra Delilah is saying, with the right person, I'm certainly
But
insatiable.
that's different. You
Right.
just want more, I guess, right?
Yes. Sandra Delilah, I just want to be satisfied over and over with no end. So over and over and over and over and over again. And if I could cap anything on that, there are definitely women who, you know, it depends on the woman, it depends on the time, and it depends on their partner or partners about whether or not they will be insatiable. And if you ever reach that point, then just be fucking thankful you are and keep the fuck going. And making sure that they are getting everything that they deserve, everything that they want, because that is the beauty of the moment. That is the beauty of being with a partner who wants more and more and more, because that is such a compliment to you.
And you should want more and more, right? If you're both enjoying it, then there's just no end to the pleasure.
I mean, there is a point if somebody gets too tender that you have to stop. If somebody gets too exhausted, you have to stop. If it is a question about living or dying, you fucking have to stop. All right, just make sure that you are hydrating, you are eating, that you are doing. There's a very famous news story about a man who attempted suicide in Paris by engaging the services of sex workers and having nothing but oysters to consume for I think it was 3 days until he passed out. And he got taken to the hospital, and he was saying, I was just trying to kill myself in the best possible way. And I appreciate the sentiment that gentleman went through, but think about what you're doing to the people that you're with. So make sure you're thinking about what you're doing with us. Hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're following us on YouTube. Lusty Onyx is saying it depends, but if we talk about sexual act, there are limits to the amount of friction our bodies can tolerate. Exactly. Make sure you don't go past the point of pain, or sorry, the acceptable point of pain, because some people like a little bit, but it's all good as long as everybody is consenting and everybody is enjoying themselves. Then keep on fucking going. And if you need to rest, then you do need to rest, and that's okay. I'm the Love Doctor. I love you all. Kaya Koko, do you have any final words?
No.
Mona Perverse, do you
Go
have
get your vaccines.
Go get your vaccine. Get your vaccines. Protect yourselves. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Wear your masks. Protect yourselves so you can fuck for years to come. That's definitely wear protection, please. Mona,
check your condom expiry dates.
Check your condom expiry dates, because they've been in the probably the shelves for at least 6 months. Christopher Murdoch saying, keep going until where the streets have no name. Until where the streets have no name. There's a reference for everybody. Kaya is going to have to check the history books. I could see the look on her face. My name is the Love Doctor. I love you all.
Thank you for having us.
My pleasure. Thank you, Mona, Kaya, for being part of this. Please, everyone, be out there, be safe, protect yourselves, and treat everybody. Everybody's going through a rough time right now. Everybody deserves a little bit of compassion. So please be kind.